we're coming up with our own planetarium show. A planetarium show that is being funded by NASA through a grant that I received that was for education and public outreach. So we requested funds to pay students to be involved in every aspect of the production of the planetarium show.
Professor Berry asked me to help him out doing 3D animation for his project, which is, I believe, the birth of the solar system. So right now he's having me work on taking this 2D painting by Raphael of the School of Athens and making it into a 3D model to eventually be used into the show, and he plans on doing some kind of a downward view into this school where there will be two podiums of the different types of solar systems theories at the time. So the way 3D modeling works is a lot of it is just they give you these kind of chicken wire forms that you can bend and form, and depending on what you're trying to do, you just have to be creative. So this would be a plane right here. This area is a plane that I manipulated and bent to become this wall, this curved wall, as you might see over here. If we back up a little bit, this arch right here is just a box that I bent 180 degrees. So all of these things are lots of boxes, planes. This right here, this big purple form, is a cylinder that I used a Boolean operation to subtract away this awkward kind of arc shape for the door in both sides, so you can see right through it all the way down, just like in the painting.
Yeah, at the moment I'm working on a project for Joe and Jeff Barry, who's an astronomy professor here, and the idea is to show the history of the question about where stars come from. Well, one of the most basic things I've been doing is just creating three-dimensional models of the different ideas of what the solar system might look like. One was what Ptolemy thought. And Ptolemy thought that there were spheres upon spheres just layered kind of like an onion, and that on each sphere you'd have a different planet. There's also Aristotle's model, which was even simpler than Ptolemy's, and kept the idea of spheres. And then the thing that's behind me is actually just showing one of the satellites that we have going over the Earth right now called Chandra. And all I'm doing is taking the Earth and making a camera sweep over it so that you start out in the daylight and go into the evening, and then you'll start seeing the lights from the cities below, and the satellite will be up above, and that'll be a good segue for the narration to start talking about this satellite and what it's done.
Let's see, so they will compose the music, and actually we've already had a student start working on composing the music for the show. They'll help us write the script, and we have students already helping to write the script. They'll put together animations for the dome, and so we really have like 4 or 5 students now that are becoming proficient with the software, the animation creation software. And I assume we'll go to the theater department and find students to be the voice talent for the show, and just get the students involved and pull all the different pieces together to make this full-length, probably 20 to 30-minute show.
Well, I mostly use the lab with my Intro to Environmental Geography course. It's a first and second year group of students, and I make reference to important examples and show slides, but I always wanted to take them into, if you can't take them actually into the site real, I thought, can we do a virtual field trip? Can we create a fly-through of, say, the Grand Canyon for an erosional landscape, or the Cascade Range for a volcanic landscape? And so we've been developing some of these fly-throughs, these virtual field trips, and I've had a student working for close to a year now on this, and as it turns out, they're fairly intensive numerically, and they take a long time to render out, but we see some promise with it. In fact, this morning we had students in looking at these visualizations, and we're talking about how we can expand and improve, and the students are giving us feedback as to what they think needs to be done and how to improve them, and we're now talking about sharing them with other schools. So we're kind of moving into this new realm of perhaps actually developing educational material exchanges with other places.